Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Cape Time, and we are here to discuss all news comic book and Spidey. Holy shit, we are excited. It's been a big couple of days for the podcast. I mean, we got maybe what 400 followers on the Twitter account since yesterday. I mean, it's pretty huge after being at less than 200. Nice to see.
One of the goals of this podcast uh, wasn't just talking comic books. It was also, world domination. So yesterday was a big day for that part of our plan. It was a multifaceted plan that we've been planning out for a long time. So I look forward to dominating the world eventually. But, for now, we get to talk about Spider-Man. So, all right, cool. I'm perfectly okay with that. And let me turn my ringer off. I forgot to do that. But, yeah, I'm just very excited to talk some Spider-Man and, some various other characters.
Yeah, no, there's a lot I want to get into today. I mean, we had a lot of stuff come out over the last few days. We're gonna get into the report from the Cosmic Circus later because that's actually gonna relate to some info we're gonna drop on No Way Home. Very excited to get into that. But before then, we gotta save that for the end. We gotta keep the people waiting. But I guess we can start with all the new TV spots for No Way Home. I mean, we've got like I think six, and
Yeah.
they showed a good amount of
Five
stuff,
villains,
man.
but they released 6 TV spots.
Yeah, I mean
Nope. No.
they showed a lot of cool stuff. I mean, I was really happy, man. I mean, I don't know about you, but I was thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can give me more Spider-Man footage, I'm I'm in favor. I'm in favor of the Spider-Man. So, uh, obviously, it wasn't anything too crazy. I mean, it wasn't like we were getting, you know, it wasn't like they were dropping Toby and Andrew in the spots or anything. But you got more clear looks, which is nice at some people. You got a more clear
Yeah.
look at Lizard. So yeah, I'm happy with what we got. So not seeing me complaining. And you get some cool new looks at uh one thing that I was really happy about was even though we already saw Doc Ock, I really liked his dialogue and Melina's performance in that spot. Like the way he said, "You think your fancy new suit's gonna save you?"
Oh,
Like,
that
oh,
was so good.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit. Okay, Doc Ock's back. Doc Ock's back. That guy is
That
like,
it was so good. I
people
mean, that
forget
was it
how
was
good he is.
straight out of Spider-Man 2, dude. Like all of the dialogue he had in that like 1 15-second clip, it was like he
Yeah,
was
it's like
pulled right out
he
of the Raimi
he
verse.
he thinks
It was
it's
so good.
Toby. He thinks it's Toby, and it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's pretty funny because you hear Tom Holland's voice, and his voice is not necessarily comparable to Toby's, but that guy died, so okay, he can have a little lapse in logic. Okay, he's a zombie. Okay, give him a break. So there we go. I'm just very happy about that.
Yeah,
I don't.
no, I mean, there were so many different takeaways I had from these spots, but aside from the Doc Ock one, which I just also want to touch on, he's obviously gonna rip off Iron Spider's arms. I mean, he's gonna rip them right off,
Yeah,
and it's gonna be so cool. I mean, he fucking like as soon as he pulls out the Iron Spider arms and goes, "We've got some competition." I'm like, "No, you don't. That's not even competition. You're just gonna fucking rip the suit to shreds, and it's gonna be hilarious."
Doc Ock's got more experience with those arms, I
It's
think.
true.
So, uh, you know, and Spider-Man's arms aren't uh psychologically affecting him. So, they're just little add-ons in the back. But Doc Ock, that's like his thing. That's like his thing. He's like, no, 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 no. Those are mine. Like that's my
Yeah.
kind of thing. Okay, I'm the one with the arms. You're Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No. So I'm just gonna rip those off, and you're gonna have to go to uh uh the integrated suit. I
Yeah.
think. I think he goes to. I think he goes Okay, no. Let me correct myself. He goes from the Far From Home suit, the black and red.
Yep.
That gets paint on it.
Yep.
Then he goes to the Iron Spider, gets that
Correct.
wrecked at the bridge.
Yeah.
Then he goes to the, then he flips the
Yeah.
black and
Flips
red
the
suit
suit. Yeah.
inside out, and it goes to the black and gold. Then he goes to the other one by the end that you saw in the trailer, the black and gold. So
Uh huh.
sorry about that.
Yeah. So just saying, we got two questions. I'm just gonna take a quick look at them right now. Do you know who saves MJ? Yes,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna answer. So as much as I wish I could,
Uh,
I can't.
I
So
can't. I'm not at liberty to answer that.
I,
So
I do know the answer either way though. I can't get into it. Have you
yeah.
seen No Way Home?
There are certain
Or
things we're not allowed to say.
yeah, no,
So like,
I can
uh,
hint at certain things. There's only so much I'm allowed to straight up say, but have you seen No Way Home or have you read the whole script? The answer to that is no. I have not seen the movie. I have not actually read the script, but I have sources I trust, as do you, Tom, and we know a good amount about this movie for sure. We know what we're
Spider Man's
talking
in it.
about. Yeah, I can confirm Spider-Man is in the
I
movie.
can confirm that Spider Man is in this movie. You know, we've
Yeah.
only seen 33.33333% of the Spider-Man. So it's, you got a 1 in 3 chance of guessing which Spider-Man uh, catches MJ. I think, I don't think it comes as a shock that MJ gets caught. Like, I
No.
don't, like,
No.
she gets caught. So she doesn't,
She does
she
not
does,
die. They're not there at
if
least.
she does die, she doesn't die there.
Yeah, that will not
So
be the spot where she will die for sure.
that's all.
S-
Yeah.
and then the last question here, do you know how exactly Rhino is mentioned in the movie? And truthfully, I believe I do, but I forgot. I know I was told about this, but I genuinely can't remember. It's like a couple light mentions, I think. And
I
but it
am the Rhino.
nice.
It,
Was that like a Paul Giamatti impression or like I'm not even sure what that
I
was.
don't know. I don't know. I don't ask. Don't ask.
And but
Sometimes I'm in my own
yeah.
world. I'm sorry.
But truthfully, he is definitely going to be mentioned, Rhino. I just don't know. I forget to what capacity, just a little bit. I'm guessing though. But and the last question here, because another one came in. RPK said each Spider-Man would get around 30 minutes. Is this true? And yeah,
Yeah.
that is absolutely true. And keep in
30
mind,
is a lot
yeah,
of time, please. Like
I was about to expand.
I need to like so like you hear the old thing where people say, "Well, Chris Evans and RDJ got like 30 to 40 minutes in Avengers Endgame." And it's like, "Yeah, that's a lot of freaking time." Like that's the amount of time they're on the screen.
Like
Like
literally on the screen. Yeah,
that's a lot of time. So like you're gonna get, they come in, according to RPK on the Patreon, on his Patreon. I suggest that if you want some cool scoops, go sub to his Patreon. I believe it's only like $5. So
yeah. RPK is the goat, man. I've had a great
yeah,
time talking with him
great
myself.
guy, and
He's such a good guy. But
yeah, and so yeah, and I was absolutely floored when I found out that he is a late 20s man and not
yeah,
45 with a
I
kid or
know,
two.
right?
So, but yeah, to answer your question, Spider-Man, uh, the other two Spider-Men, Spider guys, they're in it quite a bit, and
Yeah,
you don't. This movie Spider-Verse, so like, let's be honest, like it's Spider-Verse as it is very much Tom Holland centered.
yeah,
He is very much the number one main character, no questions asked, no doubt about it. It's very much still the finale to the Homecoming trilogy.
yeah.
It is Spider-Verse. It is, and that's like not even an arguable thing anymore. And
No,
so
no.
they're in it a lot. Both Toby and Andrew have arcs. Still trying to find out more about Toby's arc, but
I don't know much about Toby's arc, honestly. Andrews, I know a decent amount. Toby, I have to get more info on. So
yeah.
yeah,
So yeah. Yeah, don't worry. They're in it a lot. They're in it. If you're
Yeah.
happy about that, if you're
Yeah.
happy that they're in it a lot, they're in it a lot. If you're not
Yes.
happy, then
Yes.
I don't know how you can't be happy. I'm just so happy to see those guys back. I
It's
really am.
It's
Uh,
amazing, man. I mean,
yeah,
we've been talking about Spider-Verse for years, the two of us. I mean, I remember like it was probably like months actually before not Jamie Foxx said he was back as Electro in No Way Home, and I said like, I don't know why they don't just do Spider-Verse. I mean, like, there's so much money you can make if you do this shit. And then that came out, and you and me both were like, "Holy shit, is this actually happening?"
yeah. It was kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah, it was
once
wild.
when Jamie Foxx got cast for this movie. It was like the thing was it was like, okay, he could just be playing new version, Tom Holland's version from the MCU. We could just be going that route. But then, like a month later, Alfred Molina gets cast,
Oh my god.
and it's
Yeah.
like, and then I think like a short time later, the
Defoe was
sta
spotted on set,
Defoe was
remember?
spotted, and like I think Thomas
Yeah.
Hayden Church got spotted as well. And it's like, okay, one villain I can see them bringing back
Yeah,
to
yeah.
play a new version like they did with J.K. Simmons. But not the entire Raimi fucking cast. I
No.
mean, like, Jesus Christmas. Yeah. And that was when it became pretty evident that at least the villains were going to be the same. And then with the
Yeah.
question became, are Andrew and Toby coming back? And the answer is yes. So there you
Yeah.
go.
So another
Give me,
question
give me one
here.
sec.
Yeah, no, take your time. I'll just get into this now while you're out. So can you please say something about the post-credit scenes? Truthfully, I know I'm fairly certain I know one of them. I really can't go into detail about the post-credit scene. I really wish I could, but it's the one that I'm pretty sure they are doing is very exciting. It's going to set up a lot of stuff for the Spider-Verse as a whole, and really the next arc of Spider-Man to an extent. But I don't want to go into too much detail, like I said, because I can't. Tom, so do
Oh,
you know you are frozen on my screen?
what about now?
Uh, you are still frozen.
I'm moving up and I can see my. We're good. We're good. Don't worry.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, as long as you're good. But
but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Anyways, Venom: Let There Be Carnage has just started streaming on certain streaming platforms. I don't know.
really?
Yeah, I
I
think
didn't know
so.
that. I didn't know that.
Or it's coming soon. So I mean, yeah. The post credit scene. I mean two. There are two. There are two. Uh, I don't know the second one. I do know
I,
the first
I mean,
one.
I can give educated guesses to the second one, but like I can't. I don't know for a fact
I haven't
with the
gotten
second
that.
one.
I haven't gotten that confirmed, and it's eating me alive every day.
No, I know, I know, but
So,
it's
yeah,
I can't.
I do not have information on the second one yet. Nobody tells me shit. But yeah, uh, maybe they're just like, I think sometimes people. I hope like my dream is that it's Daredevil, but it's not.
I
Let's be honest.
honestly, I feel like they could not actually like to show the suit, but like they can tease Daredevil. I mean, they teased Spider-Man at the end of Civil War. I could see them doing that kind of thing.
Just like give me all the Daredevil. You know me.
I know you.
Just give me all the Daredevil. I don't care. So
So another thing I want to get into, this is a piece of news from RPK. He said that Sony is considering a Miles Morales film, and if that's, and he also mentioned that Electro in the movie even mentions, he asked like, I hope there's a black Spider-Man out there in the universe, and in my head, I'm like, you know what? There is, and we're gonna get it. I mean, I'm confident in saying that. To me, it's obvious. It's really a matter of when, not if, because he's become such a popular character in the mainstream media, even now, especially after Into the Spider Verse and the PS4 game too. Really added to the popularity as well. So you're getting a lot of Miles Morales content over the last couple years, and now Sony, Sony, they want money. That's the bottom line. They're going to capitalize on that popularity. We're going to get a Miles Morales film within, I'm not sure when for sure, but within the next few years, we're going to hear an announcement guaranteed. I mean, it's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It was an inevitability ever since Spider-Man: Homecoming when they cast
Yep.
Childish Gambino as Miles' uncle. So yeah, he's coming. He's coming. I hope. If they're gonna do it, I would prefer if it were MCU set. To be
I
honest,
would I would agree honestly. You're because
especially since
they already set it up.
you literally just literally set it up in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Like, there's even a deleted scene where he's talking to Miles Morales, Childish Gambino.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, just go that route. Like, don't be patient, let Tom do his thing, and then do it. I understand that Miles has a lot of popularity now. If you want to start the journey now, you can just say that he wasn't blipped and that he's older now. Yada yada yada. You can do
You're
it
right.
that way. It doesn't just yeah. Just I'm perfectly in favor of doing that. Just make an MCU set. Like, don't throw away. Like, if you're gonna have Childish Gambino
Yeah.
as Prowler, like, let's do that. Let's
Let's
do
fucking
that
do that
stuff.
shit, dude. That'd be
Let's do
fucking
that.
awesome. You kidding me? I mean,
I
that
don't
would
want
be
to.
so cool.
I don't want to recast. Let's do that. So I'm in favor of that. So go for that.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all. That's all I have to say.
yeah, no, the entire idea of it is really exciting. Obviously, we can't get too much into it because it's kind of just like a rumor, but like it's a rumor that's gonna become a reality. Like that's really the bottom line here. And I also just I'm excited to see what decisions they make with that in terms of casting, obviously, because that's gonna be a big role, man. I mean, who plays Miles Morales, he's gonna be a total superstar. I mean, it's like with Tom Holland, the way he became a superstar. It will be that big because that's just how big the character has become. It's absolutely amazing, quite honestly. But there's just so much I want to get into, man. And aside from that, another thing I want to talk about is Michael Keaton says that he is filming as the Vulture for an unknown project. I'm unsure of what that is. I saw someone suggest that Doctor Strange 2 could be that because they're doing reshoots and there's not really too much else going on right now in terms of Marvel projects or even Sony projects really, but Doctor Strange 2 doesn't really fit to me. I don't really think that's a logical place, so I'm gonna count that out. And
Hello.
Tom, just letting you know where I'm at. I'm discussing
Yeah, I heard. I heard, but
oh, okay.
here's
Okay.
what happened. I thought someone was breaking into my house. Like that.
Okay.
I legitimately just had a bit of a heart attack right there. I was legitimately concerned for my well-being. And my dog's going nuts now. My dog doesn't like people. So,
It's okay. But just to further elaborate on what I was saying, finish up those thoughts. I'm not really sure what it could be, honestly. Again, I don't think it's Doctor Strange 2. As for Sony projects, I don't know of any that are filming right now that would make sense for sure. And it's there's really nothing else. It's obviously not No Way Home. That comes out in a month. They're not doing any filming. So do you have any ideas, Tom? Because truthfully, I really don't.
what were you? I actually did forget. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, I'm discussing Michael Keaton filming as
Oh
Vulture.
yeah.
Yeah.
That I don't know for sure. Look at my leisure kind of attitude towards this now. Uh, I don't know for sure. I if I were to just
Yeah.
guess, they're doing Morbius reshoots. Like
That's
it would,
honestly the only thing that I can think of, but even
but
that, I mean, I haven't
yeah,
heard anything about them filming,
it
so it
would
would have
be
to yeah.
fucking dope. It would be so dope if the second Spider-Man No Way Home credit scene was him saying, "Yeah, let's set up the Sinister Six for real." Like looking at those five villains
Yeah, like
teaming
he
up,
gets the idea, yeah.
and he's like, "Huh, huh," and then you can call back to what the Scorpion said in the homecoming credit scene where he's like, "I got some friends on the outside that would like to go and kill this guy." So let's do that. They are doing Sinister Six. It's an inevitability. Like I said that, and people were like, "Oh my god, they're doing it!"
Yeah.
I'm like, "You didn't know?"
Yeah, like
Like
we knew this ourselves, but like I thought it was out there already.
it
You know,
felt
like
pretty obvious. Like they're gonna do every. They're making a Madam Web movie.
Yeah, dude. So Sony is making like if I wish I could tell you some of the projects that they're making that you don't even know about because they're fucking bizarre.
You
Like you know,
telling me that they didn't see the Suicide Squad and said we can do that with Sinister Six?
yeah. I mean, dude, remember the project I told you Sony's developing that you like laughed at?
Yeah, that's like most of them.
No, but I mean about a certain Spider-Man character.
Trying to
You don't.
think of which
You
one.
don't I wish I could say it because it's so funny, but like
What? What was the? What's the first letter? Can you give me the first letter?
I'll just text you right now.
Oh, all right. I forgot.
You'll know. You'll know right now.
I will remember. Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I
Oh
can't
yeah!
believe they're
Oh
actually
yeah!
doing that shit,
Oh
dude.
yeah! That's the one. Yeah,
That's
that is the
bizarre.
that was the one that broke me. That was the one that broke me. I was like,
I would do anything to get into a discussion about it, but I really can't.
because I could see certain characters in the Spider-Man universe having movies. Like
Yeah.
I could see certain things. Like I could see, fucking Venom having his own movie. I could see, if they wanted to do like Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, they could probably
Yeah.
do something there. But this fucking guy, this fucking
Oh,
guy,
fuck. Okay.
no. No, no,
All
no, no.
right.
Black Cat, Silver Sable, they were gonna do that. I could see that, but like
They
this
probably
guy,
they still are doing those, I think.
yeah,
Um,
it's so complicated. It's
the
they
thing
are
is,
the
Sony has so many projects in development that I expect a few of them to get canceled, quite
It's the
honestly. But like,
equivalent of just taking shit and throwing it up at the ceiling,
yeah,
hoping it
what's six?
sticks.
What's
And
six?
like Venom stuck, thankfully. Uh, Morbius, we're about to find out. If I were to guess, like just guessing on the interest level, like I don't necessarily have a lot of confidence in Morbius.
Yeah. Question. Any news on the Silk TV show? Truthfully, I haven't been tuned into that
Filming
much.
starts next year.
Is it part of the MCU? As far as I know, I mean that's the
Coming.
whole thing. I just want to say, like,
Is
obviously,
Morbius part of the MC? We don't know.
that's what I'm saying.
Like
It's so convoluted right now. I
it's
couldn't even
so
tell you if Sony has an actual plan right now. Like, I hope they do, and I hope they prove me wrong.
it's
I just don't. I
so
don't know. I mean, they're confusing the hell out
It's
of me.
so fucking confusing.
But
It's
I will say, if Michael Keaton is filming for a Morbius right now, I will be optimistic because I think that's them trying to fix some shit up, and that would at least put my mind at ease. Because I get it, Morbius was filmed before they laid out their new multiverse plan, so that's why you had so many issues with the continuity and so on and so forth. I see
it
Tom
hurts
breaking.
so
I see Tom
it's
breaking.
why? What are we
Look again, Tom. It's not
yeah,
totally their fault. It's not
like
totally their fault.
I was legitimately having a mental breakdown when the second Morbius trailer released just because of
Dude,
the
I hate
sheer
when I heard the theory from people. Oh, what if all like four universes combine into one? I'm like, dude, that's not fucking happening. Shut up.
I was like, if that happens, even if that does happen hypothetically, that's still really dumb. Like
Wait,
I
cough, cough. Got a funny comment. Cough, cough. Toby Spider-Man on the wall, or the fact that he is wanted for murder. But you see, that's. I really do think that's just a placeholder. Still, I'm gonna be honest. Do you,
it's I don't know.
the thing is, like, I don't think Vulture's in the trailer. Vulture is in the trailer, along with we heard rumors a while ago that Cletus Cassidy was also in the breakout scene. He was there too. So obviously, this is in the Sony universe as opposed
Into
to
the Sonyverse.
yeah, into the Sony verse. It is not just the Raimi verse. It's not that for sure. I don't think so. With that
The
said,
Oscorp
I think
building is the Amazing Spider-Man one.
honestly, I the building's different. It's just the logos.
Yeah, the
It's the
building's different,
logo.
but the logo is the same. It's like I like the logo. It's just we're using pre-used assets and it's making things confusing. So
If I had to guess right now, it's just gonna be what they set up in Venom already, and they're just gonna attempt to fix it in Morbius through a little bit of reshoots. Otherwise,
what's there to fix though? Like
there's a lot to fix. I mean,
I
it's pretty.
mean, Venom was pretty straightforward.
No,
Now,
that's what I'm saying.
like,
You can make a change in Morbius where you can honestly just like obviously the confusing part is the fact that early in the movie you have them referencing Venom, so like it's in that universe already. But later on, you have Vulture, who's part of the MCU Spider-Man universe. So I guess what you'd have to fix. Stop making that fucking face. You're hurting me.
it's so. There was clearly no plan.
No, that's the thing, though. There was a plan. The plan changed. That's clearly what happened. Originally, the plan was everything is in the same universe, and then for some reason,
Here's the
Sony
plan.
said,
Here's the plan. Here's the
What?
plan. Here's the plan.
What?
I've got a plan right now.
"Yeah,
Here's
give me the plan."
Let's get close to the camera here. If you want to have like things like this in an established Spider-Man universe, right? You want an Oscorp building in the New York skyline. You want Daily Bugle newspapers. Work with Feige to do that. Like, have that put in a Spider-Man Tom Holland film.
I think they are working with Feige, and that's the sad part.
It's
because, like, I heard rumors
like
that
you had
they
2 movies. You could have just put the Oscorp building in Far From Home.
I think
And then you could have just
honestly,
used that same building in
look,
Morbius.
I think where Sony fucked up. I don't even think they fucked up on Morbius. I think they fucked up on Venom, honestly, because Morbius was already filmed and completed, and they set up in that movie that everything is part of one universe. So why didn't you just keep that the same and let there be carnage? You didn't need to change anything. What was the point of that?
I didn't know that this episode was going to be a full-on Sony Spider-Man universe discussion, but
No, we're gonna move on from that at some point. It kind of just happened, but
I'm just perplexed. You know, I just don't like kill me now.
let's just move on before we get a
And
headache,
you know what?
please.
I'm gonna watch that movie. I think I had a tweet that someone clowned before where I said Morbius looks more appealing than most blockbusters these days, and it's like that movie. I'm turning my brain off completely, and I can't. If I allow myself to have my brain on for that movie, I've done something wrong.
Dude, my brain's gonna be on for that movie because I'm all about connecting universes. I can't watch that movie without asking those questions, for me at least. But let's move on before we get an aneurysm.
Trust me, that ship has sailed.
No Way Home is projected, as we learned, to earn between 135 million and 185 million during its domestic opening weekend, which is huge, and that would be the biggest opening for a Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 3, and it has the potential to clearly be even higher than that, which was 151 million. So that's obviously huge news for Sony, and in addition to that, I think the overall weekend projections domestically were in that 400 to 500 range, right?
Yeah, it was around there, and that's a lot of money. And
that's huge.
I would like a piece of that pie, but they're not going to give me that.
No,
especially now. Especially now.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's a lot. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. Like, if this weren't a pandemic, I think it would make a little more, and that's just ridiculous to say, considering the fact that that's a ton of cash.
I mean, this movie is gonna make if it doesn't make $1 billion, it's gonna make very close.
It'll make $1 billion.
I'll say this with confidence. No Time to Die was the most lucrative movie this year. No Way Home is gonna make more. I mean, it just is.
As long as it gets good reviews.
And I think it will, because I really do believe in this movie. I do. So
I already said last night that it's gonna be good. So
I mean, look, from everything you and me know, like I remember I went into this movie concerned about a few things. I said, are they really gonna have Tom Holland make a stupid mistake without any consequences? Is he gonna make that mistake for no fucking good reason? Is he gonna do this? Are they gonna ruin the characters we know and love? And all those questions, they've been answered for me, just based on what we've heard.
The answer is all yes. No, I'm good.
From people we trust, we've heard that all those questions have good answers because they are going to handle everything very tastefully. And like we learned today from the Cosmic Circus, they consulted Mark Webb and Sam Raimi about the characters, and that's fucking huge, dude. That is really huge.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Nice scoop by Lizzie Hill there. She's great.
Lizzie
Uh,
Hill is the best. I am a
good to
subscriber to
go.
her Patreon,
Good.
and if for anybody that doesn't subscribe to her Patreon, please do because she's the best. She really is.
Yeah, she's great. So nice job on the scoop there, Lizzie. Uh, you know, uh, yeah, I'm just like, if you're gonna bring back these versions, like, you're gonna need to talk to the people that like developed them, wrote them,
I
created
mean,
them.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's Raimi's version of Doc Ock that you're playing with. So like, fuck yeah, talk to him, and like even with Mark Webb, like that's Mark Webb's lizard. Talk to him about it. It's like it's pretty funny. Like I imagine Mark Webb being like, you do know, like I had almost no say in whatever happened to the lizard during or Electro. I had almost no say in that franchise, man. You're just
yeah.
like I'm just the face of that. I don't like being the face. So, yeah. But Raimi's like, yeah, don't do this, do this, don't do
Yeah.
this. And it's like, yeah, you better listen. Like, I would have a problem if they didn't listen to just about every demand that Raimi had.
I mean, you're right because the reality is they're his characters, and he's the one who wrote them. So you got to move on from that and have these arcs make sense. And with that said, I want to get more into Lizzie Hill's article on Cosmic Circus, where actually I don't even think it was her article, but her site. But regardless, the report basically says that they're going to go into the deaths of Sandman and Lizard, and that because of that,
Who
they're
reported
gonna
that?
wait. What?
Who
Uh,
reported that?
who reported that?
I don't know who reported that.
I don't know. Well, I guess we're going to elaborate a little on that for ourselves, but we're not going to go into too much detail because we can't. But I'll say this:
Yeah, what a week for me, eh?
yeah, I
Uh,
know you're the one who got that out there. Good job.
like
so
that was wild.
to
There
speak more on that, like they
there
are
are
going to
500
address
people
that.
on Reddit that like hate me.
I
There are
know.
five, like I'm public enemy number one on Reddit. And
So
so
now
I
you know.
created I
Yeah.
created a Reddit account, by the way. I
So like
was like,
Reddit is
gotta
like
get in.
J.K. Simmons and Spider Man, and you're Spidey. That's kind of where it's at right now.
Yeah,
You're the public menace.
here's the thing. I get questioning the source, but like when you tag the source in the mentions on Twitter, it gets a little annoying, to be honest. Like
Uh
it's like because like I keep getting it on, and
huh.
it's like Tom Smith, who's this asshole? I'm
Yeah,
like,
who's this
I was
fucktard?
like, uh, hi. Probably should have, cause like there's a way you can untag me,
So
So
I just want to say, because people were questioning in the trailer, why does Strange say all these villains are destined to die when two don't die? But like it said in the article, those two do die just later on in the progression of those stories. And to further elaborate on that, again, I won't go into much detail, but in the case of Sandman, it really plays to his story and arc throughout the entire movie because keep in mind how Spider-Man 3 ended. Spider-Man forgives him. That's how the movie ends. They're in a good place, and it's while we don't know for sure if Sandman intended to give up crime right after that. I would think he did. And with that said, he's a little unprepared for this revelation because he wasn't aware of it. He wasn't. He finds out and it's just like a oh shit moment for him. And it really just sets up the entire story of the character in the entire film, which I think is a really beautiful thing. And it works for it just goes right in line with something Sam Raimi would do. And I think that's awesome. I mean, I love it.
I quite like Sam Raimi. I think he's a swell guy. Uh, you know, I can't really elaborate too much on it. But like, you know, accidents happen, and that's shit happen, and also life happens. So like remember, like just think of the common themes of the Raimi films and
Yep.
most Spider-Man stories. It's, an accident to a decent enough person,
Yeah.
or circumstances causing something to happen that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
And so, mistakes are made, and like mistakes are doubled down on, and shit happens, and I'm just very happy that, like, here's the thing. I'm very happy. It's very clear. Like, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is older now. Like, he's very much older. Okay, he's not 20. He was like in his early 20s in the Raimi trilogy by the end.
Um.
That was like the last we saw of him. Like, even though Tobey Maguire was like a 32-year-old man playing a 22-year-old, but like we don't have to talk about that. Like,
Yeah.
canonically he was 20, like in early 20s, 21, 22.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the thing is that it's Spider-Man 3 took place in 2005, I found out. So, and Spider-Man No Way Home takes place in 2024. I tweeted about this.
Yep.
So that's about, I'm not a mathematician here, that's about 19 years where, if time moved the same, 19 years.
Yeah.
So, basically, you're looking at a 40-year-old Tobey Maguire Peter Parker, and I just like the fact that they're not going to act like things didn't happen after Spider-Man 3, where like nothing interesting happened, because Spider-Man, it has to deal with so many different characters. If you think like the adventure stopped at Spider-Man 3, even though the movie ended on kind of a somber note, no, he didn't stop being Spider-Man. Like
Oh,
he continued.
I got
Yeah.
I got something interesting from Dan's Patreon. So
Okay.
he said that it's gonna be out there, so I don't mind sharing it when it's on the actual Patreon.
But don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, no, please subscribe to Dan. We've said it
Don't
many
forget.
times.
Don't forget to
So
subscribe.
he
I
said
just
that
got the alert too.
Emma Stone and Kirsten Dunst were supposed to have a cameo in No Way Home because of COVID. It didn't work out. However, Feige does plan to bring them back for another project, apparently. I have no idea. I guess that means Doctor Strange too? Oh, yo, Dan fucking, we can talk about it. We can talk about Rhino. He put it on his Patreon.
What? Oh fuck! The Rhino movie's in the yeah.
They're making a Rhino movie. Yes.
So wait.
Wow, what timing?
Time out.
And a
here.
Sandman movie.
So if they're not, okay, I can understand Dunst being back for Doctor Strange 2. If they're gonna have a Toby cameo, then you can just have him with Kirsten and yada yada yada. Right. But Gwen, she died, man.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. What the fuck?
She's dead. She's dead.
Oh.
I don't know if you have ever seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I haven't.
You've seen part of it.
I have seen the scene where her neck turns into spaghetti. Okay, but she's dead, and I don't understand what do you mean, like bringing Emma Stone in to be an MCU character?
It just says Emma Stone returning for a project. That is it.
Return. She was never turned.
Well,
in the MCU, she's never been in the MCU, so it's like,
you know what I mean.
Oh my god.
Okay, so yeah, Rhino's getting a movie, so that's a thing. That's what we were talking about, and I love how that came out literally as we were talking about it too. That's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious.
It's just the Rhinos getting them. I mean, come on.
But this is interesting though. A Sandman movie.
I didn't know about that.
I didn't know about that either, but my question is, does that mean Thomas Hayden Church or a new Sandman? What the fuck? Sony is fucking wild.
Sony wanted to expand the Raimiverse back in 2007 after the success of Spider-Man 3. So these motherfuckers are going in. They're going into each Spider-Man universe. They're gonna do a Amazing Spider-Man universe set Rhino film, and they're gonna do a Raimi universe set Sandman film. That's my call. That's my guess. Like that, I have no information on that. That's just my guess. Just because Sony is gonna Sony, and we have to accept that Sony's gonna Sony.
Hey Tom, you want to do me a favor?
Yeah.
On the Cape Time account.
Yeah.
Can you tweet about our little Sandman related tidbit about how it relates to his arc, just so it's out there?
Oh, okay. So, like, what should I say specifically?
Yeah, I know. There's great podcasting that I'm doing that while we're in, but whatever, deal with it. So
Yeah. What should I say?
essentially, to say what I said, that this is a big that the death plays a large part in the story, how it connects to his arc throughout the movie, and phrase it however you want.
So, the fate of Sandman,
Yeah, it's largely connected to the character's arc in the movie, essentially.
of Sandman in the future, I guess you could say, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. The future, whatever, however you want to phrase it. I'll let you dictate that. But as you work on that, I will continue another discussion. Just so we got some stuff going on here. So again, like I'm very interested to see what I mean. Doctor Strange 2 is the only thing I could possibly think of for Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone to return it, we got a comment before
I'm
saying
so confused right now.
yeah, I know.
I'm
We got a
so confused.
we got a question about did you hear about Logan in the new Strange movie, and makes me hopeful to see more Spider-Man and Strange. And I will
God,
answer
I
that
hope so.
saying, as for Logan, there's nothing out there that's trustworthy saying he's back yet. I'll say that, but I wouldn't say it's impossible at all either because they wanted him back. I mean, they approached him to return for the role, and he didn't say no because he couldn't, because he didn't want to. He just couldn't do it. It didn't fit into his schedule. So now, with all the additional photography and reshoots they're doing on the movie, do I think that they're going to try to add him in? Yeah. Does it work out? I have no idea, but I think it's pretty. I would expect him to at least be approached again about being in the movie for sure. I mean, you already got what's likely Patrick Stewart in the movie based on the leaks that have been out there, and in addition to that, as for the other Spider-Man, which is the other part of what was asked, I'm gonna say yeah. I think they'll have a small cameo, just based on a couple leaks I've seen, as well as just it makes sense. And now you're adding the fact that Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone are returning for another project, and this is the only one that really makes sense, especially because it says Feige plans to bring them back, not Sony plans to bring them back, which makes me believe it is a Feige produced movie. And if it's a Feige produced movie, it's likely going to be in the MCU. So with that in mind, I would assume that Strange is where it'll be along with the other Spidey. So that's kind of just reading the tea leaves. That's what I would tell you. Um, yeah, man, there's so much out there right now. We just got so much all at once. I'm a little overwhelmed.
I'm still doing that tweet because I'm a
No,
slow
go.
typer.
It's okay. And obviously, if you want to tweet about some of the news that just came out, feel free. But we can keep talking. I guess we can go into some of the MCU stuff now because we've been talking about Spidey this entire time. So as for some of the MCU stuff, obviously Black Panther 2 hit a little kerfluffle. Yes, I said kerfluffle. Hiatus due to Leela Wright's injuries. You know, there were a lot of speculation at one point about, oh, she has COVID and that's why. But that was never going to be the case. You're telling me they've been off. They haven't been shooting for like weeks on end just because she had COVID. No, that's not realistic. That's not how it works. There's no conspiracy here. She's legitimately hurt right now. Like, and it's not
Yeah,
good.
she's got a concussion and a broken shoulder.
And as we've seen in sports, especially on the Yankees, concussions can be very, very serious. So
Yeah,
it's not
just like any sport, really.
yeah, it's not a thing to be taken lightly. So I would say for sure, it's going to take a while before she's back into action, and it's a shame. Obviously, it sucks because I really want to see her in that role ASAP. And obviously, we want to see the movie because this is a huge movie for the MCU to carry on Boseman's legacy. So I'm really excited to see what they do with that. And actually, I just realized, did we ever talk about the other report from Cosmic Circus regarding Black Panther 2? I'm not sure if we ever did in any episode.
Did we?
I don't know, but just in case we didn't. Spoiler alert. I'm gonna count down from 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, spoiler. So he had a baby. Black Panther had a baby. So that's a thing. and it's going to be revealed at the end of the movie. And that's really exciting. I mean, he will carry on the legacy of Chadwick Boseman's character in the future. However, for the
Whose
time
is it?
being, that will be a question for later, but I would say that the legacy will initially be continued on by Shuri initially.
Usually
And
they have to ask who the father is, right?
yeah,
But
who's
now,
who's the mother?
who's the mother? Like, we know it's T'Challa. I mean, usually during parenting, usually it's more hard to find out who the father is, as the father was not the one who pushes the fetus out.
Yes, that is
Sources say. Sources.
I can confirm that is true.
I'm
I can
not.
confirm.
I'm not a father myself, but my father is a father, and my mother is a mother.
Yeah.
So I have some insight through that.
Just
Yep.
to answer a quick question, whatever happened to Hulu shows like Runaways, and do they still fit into the MCU? No, they are not part of the MCU. Not at all. At this point, the only stuff that is MCU canon is anything produced by Feige for Disney Plus. Anything else is only canon if he deems it canon and says it's canon.
He's God.
He
Kevin Feige.
he is the god of
He is
Marvel.
Marvel
So
God. He's like, you're
yeah.
not getting shit through me.
And of all the old shows that have been produced, like Agents of Shield is not canon. He said it's said in the story of Marvel Studios book, so there's literally no denying it. It's been said. And in addition to that, I will say Agent Carter, it seems they say it's canon actually. That I think is canon.
Yeah, that was actually, I think that was like carefully produced.
No,
Like,
Feige was involved with that, and they said in the book as much. They said that show is canon, so I would count that. But as for the rest, some of the Daredevil stuff and some of the Netflix stuff is canon, but it's kind of a soft reboot, so kind of pick and choose whatever they like. So kind of take it that way. But yeah, that's kind of how they're running things. But before I get too much into that, because I don't want to fall down that rabbit hole right now, Black Panther 2, like we were saying, the Sun will definitely have a role in the future, of course. Maybe on the Young Avengers. There's a lot of different options they can do with that. And as for the movie itself, Black Panther 2, I'm obviously very excited. I mean, Namor is going to be so cool to see in live action, getting into that whole world of Atlantis. We haven't even, it's like a whole other world we haven't even scratched the surface of yet. And that's just so cool to me. I mean, there's so much that Feige has yet to even touch, and this is going to be one of those things now. So, I'm very
fucking sucks that Chadwick passed away, man.
it breaks my heart. I mean,
it
dude,
sucks. Like, he was awesome.
There's like a 95% chance they were gonna do Doctor Doom for Black Panther 2 and have that be a conflict with Chadwick if he was still alive. Like that was like it was out
it's
there.
Not
like,
even just like
that was the
comic book
plan.
stuff.
No, obviously,
like,
I'm just saying.
obviously, it's just like
yeah.
heartbreaking, man. Like, he was still he was just getting started with Black Panther.
He was robbed in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom for an Oscar. I'm just saying. No offense to Anthony Hopkins, who was phenomenal. Just saying. He was fucking incredible in The Father, but
he was an incredible actor. He was,
of course.
He was
I
so
mean,
good.
Black Panther, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He played James Brown in the biopic.
He played so many like
4042. I mean, he did so much, dude. He's amazing.
He was a legend, man. I mean, like, he will be like remembered forever, man. And it's a testament to how wonderful of a human he was and how wonderful of an actor he was that they wouldn't even consider recasting. And they were like, no, we're gonna, like, that man is gonna be our T'Challa for as long as the MCU goes. Chadwick is the face of T'Challa. And it's just very sad. Fuck cancer.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do his legacy right.
I believe they will.
Deserves,
the only thing I hate, and this, I'm not saying this is all Leela Wright's fault. I mean, with the COVID stuff.
Yeah,
but
it's ridiculous. Like,
the only thing I hate is how, like, now it's becoming such a distraction from what should be talked about with this movie.
Gigantic Chadwick celebration.
Like, this should be all about Chadwick. It shouldn't be about this bullshit with her. I mean, it sucks, and I just don't want the meaning of this movie to be skewed because of all this political nonsense. Because that's just not what this is all about.
Just
it's not.
like And like the rumors, or well, it was not even like rumors. Like this was factually, I mean, this was reported by trade sites that, she's spreading like COVID vaccine misinformation on set. It's like, come on, like, calm down. A, B, like, come on, let's not do that. Let's do, like, not only is that dangerous, it's also just like very stupid. So just like, let's finish this movie. Like, she's gonna, I don't want to say like she's gonna. I don't want to spoil her role in the movie. I think you can tell now that they had to stop filming because of her injury. That she's a
Yes.
very important part
Oh,
in this movie.
she's the lead of this movie. There's no denying
Yeah,
that.
like,
She absolutely has the biggest part. And the other
so
thing
yeah,
too, reality is what's it called? Ironheart too is going to play a big role in this movie too, which is really cool. I like that a lot. I think
yeah, that is pretty cool.
that's
She's
a
got.
great way to
Have
introduce
we
the
heard
character.
anything on her show yet?
There really hasn't been much yet. I think it's kind of like because it's just like Armored Wars. It's still kind of far out, and they're still kind of getting a story together and a script.
2024, you would say?
Anywhere from 2023 to 2024, and it's kind of up in the air what they're going to do with that still. But I would guess that it's pretty closely connected to like the Armored Wars for sure, and it'll probably pick up from Black Panther 2 to an extent.
I like that. I like that. That's exciting. The
Yeah,
Armor Wars is exciting because I think they're bringing
Don
back
Cheadle, man.
Justin Hammer.
Oh my
So
God, Justin Hammer. If he's back, dude, I'm gonna be so fucking happy.
I unironically like Iron Man 2. Like, it is messy. I'll admit that, but like, I like Iron Man 2, and I like Iron Man 2 especially because Sam Rockwell is in it. Like, Sam Rockwell, you could put that man in anything. Cool. Sam Rockwell for Uncle Ben. No, I'm kidding. There we go. But yeah, put Sam Rockwell in anything and everything. So.
Um, what else can we discuss? And also for everybody in the comments saying leave politics out of movies, yes, I am entirely with you. Like we just said, man,
I
we
mean,
don't. I mean, like,
like all
don't.
movies, like.
No, as in like, don't make it a distraction for movies that shouldn't.
I mean, like,
You
if
know.
you're making like vaccine and like misinformation, like shit that can be easily scientifically proven not to be true, and you're spreading that over a movie set,
Well,
like,
that's
that's not political. That's just stupid.
yeah.
Like, don't do that. I could say like the sky is red, and like people would look at me like I'm nuts. Don't do
I
that.
mean, is the sky not red?
It could be red if we keep polluting.
I do think a red
uh,
sky would look kind of cool,
well, I mean, Batman the animated series proved that. Yes.
and
Um,
possibly the Batman.
Dun, 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 dun,
Duh,
dun.
duh. And
Yeah.
speaking of the Batman,
Oh, nice segue.
yes, Barry Cogan.
Egan.
Damn it! Everyone says Cogan. I don't know why they do
Oh, is
that.
it? I don't know.
Oh,
I
I don't
was just
know.
trying to be a know-it-all for a minute.
I saw people saying Cogan, so I'm gonna guess it's Cogan. But
I'm gonna say
um,
Keegan. We're gonna do best of both worlds. So like,
awesome.
one of us is saying it right, one of us is saying it completely wrong, and
Should
you know
we?
what?
Could we just say Barry?
Yeah, they'll just get us confused with Barry Allen. But yes,
Um.
he was
So
in
Barry,
Eternals.
yes, he was Druig, and for those that don't know him, he's a phenomenal actor. He's a guy who's really been on the rise in
He
recent
was in
years.
a Spider-Man fan film.
Yes, he was in a Spider-Man fan
That's
film,
hilarious. I love that.
and I know him from quite a few movies. I've seen him in Killing of the Sacred Deer, Eternals, The Green Knights, and I've seen him in a couple other smaller roles. But
He's a disturbing presence.
he absolutely is, and that is
I
why
yeah, like
his casting is so fucking perfect. And for those
uh,
that don't know, spoiler alerts: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. He is playing the Joker. And yes, I have heard that is entirely true. It's not false. And that is absolutely exciting. Give me all of that shit, dude. That's so fucking awesome.
yeah, I can't speak on that, but if it is that he is playing Joker, let's just say this. I would be very happy with it. And also, I want to say something. I know there's a lot about, oh, do we need another Joker? that's Batman's arch nemesis. Like that is like when you think of Batman, you think of Batman Robin, you think of Batman Joker, Batman Gordon, yada yada yada. Like there are certain relationships that are very quintessential for Batman.
Yes.
Uh, and that this is one of them. And also, I need to see Robert Pattinson's Batman specifically go up against the Joker because
Yeah.
he would be the Batman that would handle Joker probably the worst.
Oh my God, that's
Like
so fucking
he
true.
he wouldn't handle that well. Okay, like if you had a guy, especially a guy like Barry Keoghan, like that man is like, I can tell that man is a chaotic personality. Like
Oh
would be
yeah.
a chaotic Joker, and it's like he would not handle, especially at this point in his life, this Batman. Like he's still kind of figuring like shit out. Not just as a hero, but also just like mentally, like as a
Yeah.
human being, he's still figuring shit out. He's not. I don't think it. Like Grace Randolph already said this. Like this is a Bruce Wayne that has like some serious mental health issues. Okay.
Yep.
Uh, so like you're gonna see a Batman where he's just not. He's not handling things well.
Yeah.
And like you add in a guy, a killer clown, and like blowing shit up, and like a guy like Barry Keoghan, like he's not gonna handle that well.
No.
Like he's not handling that well, man.
You know,
So I need to see it.
it's going to be very dark and disturbing. And another thing people forget, the last time we had a real Batman and Joker relationship fleshed out was The Dark Knight. It's been
Hmm.
that long. Like
Yeah, we
since
didn't. Well, obviously the Joker was a Joker origin. It wasn't.
that's what I'm saying. Like as in the two characters together for a
Yeah,
long period of
yeah. Like
time.
Batman wasn't even
Yeah,
in Joker. It was just
no.
Bruce,
And if
young
you go back
Bruce.
to Batfleck, you only had like a 2-minute interaction in Snyder Cut, and that was it. So like really, you
Yeah,
haven't had a true relationship between those two fleshed out in 10 years. So when you consider that,
yeah.
no, I don't think that they've been doing too much with those two characters together
They've
specifically.
been on screen, but separately
Exactly.
recently. Like for the most part, it's like I just want to see Batman fight Joker for another.
So
Another.
now I think it's a great time now that you have what I think is going to be the best Batman casting to date with Robert Pattinson. I truly believe that. Cap
Bum, bum, bum.
capitalize on that ship, bro. Get Barry Cogan in there as Joker, which I'm pretty sure is true.
Get
Have them.
Robin in there too.
I really hope we get to see Barry Cogan kill a Robin. I
That
really
would be
hope we
great.
do.
That'd be great. I would love. I'm
Yeah.
not. I understand why like directors do trilogies and like they do one beginning, middle, end.
Yeah.
That's it, done. But when you have this format of comic books that continues and goes on and on and on and on, why? I don't understand the concept of stopping at three. Sometimes, like I understand for the most part doing it, stopping at
It's
three.
also a commitment thing too. Like
Yeah,
a
it's a
lot of
commitment thing, man.
yeah, a lot of actors don't want to be committed to the same thing for over
Yeah,
10 plus years, and I get it. I do get that. Yeah.
RDJ disagrees.
Well,
Yes,
this when Marvel has that kind of pay, you know.
they were throwing there, and like his agent was like on fire during
I
those Marvel
know.
days. Like he got like percentages of like
He
just
got like
like the
fucking
growth.
what, 15, 20 million for like 10 minutes of No Way Home. No, far
He's
fuck
no,
Homecoming.
no. Also the
Yeah,
royalties that he got for the box office of the first Avengers movie. Like
I
a
know.
he made an obscene amount of money for that one movie, and he is in a CGI suit the entire
Yeah,
most of the time. Like all he had to do was show up, tell a few jokes,
yeah.
and like the CGI took care of the rest, and he made over $50 million.
What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. But back to
Yeah, you were saying that it was a
yeah,
commitment thing about why they stop at
yeah.
three.
And but with that said, I do think in terms of
Give me
what would be
six. Give me six.
I agree. And as for a potential Robin storyline, I would say don't if you're gonna let's say do Death in the Family, that kind of thing, even if you revamp it a little to fit this world and this story you're telling, don't do it within the trilogy because it's gonna be a little rushed. Because by the
Yeah,
time
let's see Rush.
by the time you like introduce Joker and have him established and actually get a Robin in there and have him fleshed out, it would be a little too soon if they do that in the third movie, I think. At least for me. Unless they really like they would have to really nail the storytelling. It would be hard. It'd be very hard.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think what you have to do if you wanted to do a fully fleshed out Batman universe, I think you're gonna have to do a time jump at some point
Yeah, yeah.
where it's like 5 years from now, Dick Grayson is no longer Robin, he's Nightwing, and then you can do a Nightwing origin movie, and then you can say, okay, this is Jason Todd, this is his backstory. He's trying to do the XYZ. This is, he's got a temper, yada yada yada. He's irrational, and it got him killed. So, and then
Yeah.
like you do that. So like I think like that would be like a cool final. I think
Yeah.
that would be a really cool final for Pattinson Batman.
Yeah.
Like
No,
that would be
totally.
like, the one to like. I'm smart sometimes. Like like I don't like most of the time dumb as shit.
Dumb as shit. Dumb
But this
as
time,
shit.
But this one time, I think I got a good idea. So there you go.
So I'm just gonna answer two questions here that we got. So do we think the CW Flash will make a cameo in the new Flash movie? Yes.
Yes,
I'm like
I'm
99.9%
pretty sure that was
sure.
reported.
I'm not gonna say for sure, but I've heard it internally as well. So I'm gonna
It's
yeah,
gonna happen.
it's most likely gonna happen. But anything on John Bernthal's Punisher? I'm gonna say yeah. I've heard that they absolutely do want to bring John Bernthal back. It's really just the challenge has been
They
figuring
wanted to
out.
bring Kristen Ritter back as well, so like
Yes,
that she just couldn't show up in Jessica Jones because she had scheduling issues.
the big
So.
issue right now is
Oh,
figuring
I do
out.
have a scoop. I do have a scoop. I do have a scoop. I do
Do
have
I
a
know
scoop.
this scoop?
But like, here's the thing. It's not my scoop though. I want to give credit though.
Okay.
When I said I do have a scoop, I didn't mean like I had a scoop of my own. I have a scoop from my friend Caleb. He works over at Night Edge Media. I just want to give him a shout out. I want to make sure that I got the website name correctly because I read his article 2 days
Yeah.
ago. Caleb Williams at Night Gambit. Words. Night Gambit. I don't know why I said it like that.
It's
Night
okay.
Edge Media. Give them a follow. I forgot to give them a follow. My bad. But yes. So, according to his sources,
Yes.
I have some details on Charlie Cox's role in She-Hulk, and that is that Matt Murdock is going to Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah, that comes from Night Edge Media, and that is not my scoop. That is Caleb's scoop, and give Caleb credit and the talented
Interesting.
writers over at Night Edge Media. Then, always one thing I'm always gonna say, if I'm gonna do these, if we're gonna do these scoops, we're always gonna give credit. Like
Oh, of
I'm
course.
not taking somebody's scoops and taking them for my own, So like Caleb, that's your scoop. Good job. He also heard that Daredevil will not be suiting up in She-Hulk, which it goes against what I had heard.
I honestly don't believe that. I've heard
I think
otherwise
it,
from. I've heard it from a. No, now I know it's wrong. No offense to him, of course. I obviously he could have different sources that told him different things, but I've heard from someone I trust immensely that he is indeed going to be suiting up. So I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
my
I'm more
source.
led to believe that he will suit up, but I do believe Caleb, and I think Caleb's a good, reporter. So I
So
almost died.
back to the question I was answering on John's Punisher. Marvel does absolutely intend to bring him back. Feige loves him, and it's really just the challenge has been figuring out when to bring him back more than anything, from what I understand. And also, there was also some political bullshit in the way at one point, but with the symbol of the Punisher that they were worried about. But he'll be back. It's really just again a matter of when, not if. So be prepared for that. And as for this question, will Venom be in a post-credit scene? I'm not going to say yes or no, but I'm going to say it's a legitimate possibility. It's a legitimate possibility, and I will leave it at that. But beyond that, I think there's only like one or two more things I want to touch on. If you have any last questions, feel free to throw them in there, and I'll get to them when I can. But Let's see. So we got a new cast member for Blade, Delroy Lindo. I have honestly never seen him in anything.
He's awesome. That's all you need to know.
Okay, I will definitely trust your judgment on that. I've never seen him, so I gotta definitely catch up on some of his filmography. But I'm excited though that Blade's continuing to get the casting done and get further into development because man, that is like one of my most anticipated Marvel projects, dude.
Delroy's been around a long time. He's been acting since 1976, man. He is a veteran of the veterans. He is a pro's pro. Very happy. Obviously, like, usually when they cast an older actor in these comic book movies, they make them the mentor figure. So, like, if I were to guess, it's gonna be like a mentor of some sort. I don't know too much about the Blade mythos, so I gotta do some reading and I've gotta catch up on those Blade films that Wesley Snipes was in. Uh, you know, but yeah, I don't necessarily know all the characters, but I'll figure that out. And like, yeah, I'm just very excited to have him part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He was originally supposed to be in a ABC produced Marvel Cinematic Universe set show back in 2016. It was called Marvel's Most Wanted,
Okay.
and it was an unaired pilot. They never picked the show up. It didn't air on air. They just filmed it, and yeah, he was playing guy Desmond Fortune, I believe his name was, and it's like it's like kind of like C-list character, but yeah, that's what. So yeah, he's got some Marvel history. So now I do think that Blade will air. I'm just gonna put that out there. I do think that this one will get picked up, as
Yeah.
seeing that it already has been. So you're good. You're good.
Um.
You're good here. Don't worry.
Yeah. So aside from that, the last two things I want to touch on. Another Marvel related thing is that Kevin Feige announced a top secret Marvel Studios project that Scarlett Johansson is producing but not starring in. Apparently, it has nothing to do with Black Widow. However, I believe that it is going to be definitely related to Yelena or Red Guardian. I think it's going to be a Red Guardian series, or it's going to be a
Well, what do they mean when they
Yelena
said it's
series.
completely unrelated to Black Widow?
That's what
Do
I'm
they
saying. Do
mean
they mean the character,
do they
as
mean
in?
the Black Widow mythos, the Black Widow characters, or do we mean just the specific character of Natasha?
You see, the thing is, though, I believe the reason why I believe this is because there's been a unknown Marvel project in development for months now that's been trying to do casting, and they've been casting a lot of Russians. Like it's like literally, like people have been questioning for months. Like, what is this project? Literally, no one knows what it is, and now all of a sudden, we're getting
Mm.
a project produced by Feige and Scarlett Johansson. Okay, come on. The two most likely have a connection, and if you're casting Russians, it likely has ties to the Black Widow universe. And if that's the case, then I would think it's
It
going to
would
be
be very
either.
weird if she
Yeah,
wasn't doing something that was the Black Widow universe.
it would be a very, very odd coincidence if the two don't connect. I'll say that.
Like, what the fuck is she gonna do? X-Men or some
And,
shit?
and like,
Like,
what else could they
uh,
possibly be casting for in this Russian series? Like, I don't know, man. But that's just my 2 cents on it. I think it's going to be a Red Guardian or Yelena series, one or the other. And I'm really
awesome.
hoping it's Red Guardian because I love David Harbour so much.
Everyone loves David Harbour.
He's so fun. He's so fun. But I'm excited for whatever that ends up being. And the last thing we'll briefly talk about is Henry Cavill has been doing some interviews talking about Superman, and he's been showing his support towards all the other incarnations that are in development, as well as expressing interest on doing a modernized take on Captain Britain if he was ever approached by it by Kevin Feige and people at Marvel. So obviously, I would welcome him with open arms because he's Henry Cavill and he's a beautiful human being. But you know
Very
what?
handsome man.
Yes, he is. And as
You think he
for
works out?
no, he just wakes up and he looks
Kind of
perfect.
skinny. Kind of skinny.
No, he's perfect. But so essentially, I think that if I had to guess right now, he's not going to end up being in Marvel. I just don't see it happening. And also, you got to keep in mind too, the dude is busy as fuck doing The Witcher, man. Like he said himself, Like he
7
wants to,
seasons.
yeah, he wants to do like 7 seasons. Like he's
No,
gonna
that's
be
like the
busy.
plan. The
Then
plan
like
is 7 seasons.
then he's not gonna be doing any big film franchises realistically. Like
There
he
he goes,
probably
James
can't.
Bond.
Yeah, and
Dun, dun,
as
dun, dun.
for his comments about Superman, I've heard some people say that they think he'll be back, and I'm just gonna say he hasn't said anything that makes me think he's gonna be back, but I also wouldn't rule it out, and I would leave it at that. Like,
Like, the door is open,
like
but,
the
like,
door is clearly open, but there's no reason to believe like, oh yeah, no, he's coming back. No,
not
he's
imminent,
totally.
though. Like, I don't think it's imminent. Like, it's just, like, maybe he's in Flash. I don't know, but,
I don't know.
I
Like,
don't think you're not getting Man of Steel 2 if you're looking for that. Like, that's,
if
like,
yeah, if I were a betting man, no,
not within the next, like, 4 years. Like,
no.
don't expect it. Like, it's just, like, is Warner Brothers stupid? Yes.
Yes, of course.
Like, even though, like, I have a lot of problems with the Snyder universe, I still like Henry, and I still would like a Man of Steel 2.
And let's
Like, I
be
still
honest,
would
you
like.
and you love Snyder Cut too.
Yeah, I
You
really
love
like Snyder
you love
Cut,
that
so,
movie.
like,
Yeah.
and, like, yeah, I would love to see a Superman movie in that vein where
Yeah.
Superman's, confident, but it's still like he's not like I liked here's the thing. I liked the characterization in Snyder Cut more in the most. Like
Yeah.
it felt like okay, we're here now. We're here. We've got a Superman that's, confident, strong as shit, doing
You
his
know,
thing, badass,
yeah. I never liked Men of
Yeah.
Steel. I've always been kind of alone in that boat. It was never for me personally. It might be more of a personal preference thing versus like this movie's just bad, but like I
Yeah.
could not I just couldn't connect with it. I don't know why. I just couldn't connect with it. And I think I've always said this. I wanted more of Clark Kent than Superman in the first movie.
Mm.
Like that's how I would approach Superman if I were making a Superman movie. I think
I always liked, here's the
yeah.
thing, you're doing a Superman origin. I've always liked, like, this is just a preference, and I actually do quite like Man of Steel. I've always liked the staying in Kansas, staying in Smallville
Me too.
during these origins. Like, I've always liked seeing that motherfucker in cornfields running.
It's so
Like it's
inspirational. It's so
it's
beautiful.
it's like, yeah, Kansas. Like
Yeah.
usually they film in like Canada or some shit, but don't tell them that. But you know, it's just like I grew up like with Smallville and like Superman 1, so it's like I want to see them damn cornfields. Like,
I know. Me too.
so, you have him and like working at oil rigs, and I think that's a cool take. Like, he's just doing like these odd jobs, trying to find his way. But like, it's fine. It's a fine movie, for me. But I'm more ready now, more than ever, for a Superman movie where we don't have to do an origin, where we can just do, Superman being Superman,
Yeah.
and also like we can avoid doing Lex Luthor for a movie or two or several. Just
Yeah.
not several. We don't like he's the arch nemesis, and obviously you want him involved. But like you can do a movie without him. Say he's like in jail or some shit. Uh, but yeah, like that's all I have to say. Is like yeah, and also I want Henry back. I would like Henry back. So that's my final say. And
Yeah.
also, by the way, not related to comic books, I did get. I don't know if you saw the Bob Clappish article that just dropped, but yeah, seems like the Yankees may be going after Carlos Correa.
I will look at that momentarily, but we'll wrap up Cape Time first because that was our last topic anyway. I just want to go through the last two comments/questions in the live stream that are here. What do you think the runtime of No Way Home would be?
Over two and a
Um,
half hours.
I, I will say, did you see what's on AMC?
Yeah, that's just. I would assume that's just a placeholder,
I
but yeah.
don't. They got it right with Venom Let There Be Carnage, so I don't know.
Yeah,
It could
it's at minimum 2.5 hours. So
that
like
I agree with.
so
Two
two and a
hours,
half and up.
yeah.
So
Two
think
two and a
think
half and
two.
up.
Yeah. So I don't like having an exact number for you. It's just 2.5 and up. It's like it's somewhere there.
And it could just
So
be 2.5, but like that's the minimum. That's like the guaranteed.
that's like bare minimum.
That's the
No,
bare
no,
minimum.
yeah, that's literally what I mean. Like 2.5 bare minimum. Like you're not getting anything less than that. But yeah. And then what's the other question?
And it says this one's not even a question, but I'm so excited to see Tom Spider-Man, Toby Spider-Man, Andrew Spider-Man interact with each other in No Way Home. It's like a dream come true, and yes, it fucking is, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. And you know what? Like it's also said in the Cosmic Circus article that like the two Spideys that aren't Tom's are really gonna go into detail about how hard it is being Spider-Man and like the toll it's taken on them. And that's a conversation I'm really excited to see go down. And because, that's what I'm saying. Like these characters aren't just in the movie for the sake of being in this movie. They really serve the story and they help progress Tom as a character. And I think that's really brilliant. Like I really think John Watts is doing one hell of a job on this movie. And I am damn excited to see what the future holds for Tom Spider-Man as well as this movie in just a month, man. Just a month. Oh,
Under a month.
I mean, like really, it's like what, 3 weeks?
It's wait, so it's the 22nd now?
It's like literally like
Right,
three
all right.
to three and a half weeks.
Yeah, so like 20. So okay, we're in December in a week, and then we got 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
No, 2.5 weeks. So yeah, 3.5 weeks. Cause there's only 30 days in November, so we're good. Yeah, so you got 3.5 weeks. So, and also I just want to say, to wrap this up, like I just kind of want to introduce ourselves in a way to the new audience, because we're new. I mean, they don't know us. I guess they don't. Uh, I'm Tom. Uh,
Yep.
I don't know how this happened. I don't know. Like, don't ask. Don't like. I'm a lucky guy to have gotten some scoops, and hopefully I'll get more. Uh,
Me too.
you
Me too,
know,
man. Me too.
this channel and this podcast, it's available everywhere. Like if you go wherever you listen to your podcasts, like it's available on Apple, it's available on Google, Spotify, all that stuff.
We're
So
everywhere.
this YouTube channel is gonna get pimped out a little bit more. You just saw last week we did our Spider-Man No Way Home trailer reaction that was exclusive to the YouTube channel, and like we're
Yep.
gonna do more reactions and stuff of that sort. We're gonna do a lot of different things. We're gonna do video essays, and my first one is the Raimi trilogy, and that's coming soon. I've posted some clips of that on my Twitter, and that's coming. And we're gonna try to do some game walkthroughs related to the comic book video games. When a new Spider-Man game drops, when a new Batman game drops, we're seeing Guardians of the Galaxy just dropped. Maybe I pick that up at Black Friday and do that. We're gonna try to spruce things up, and I'm a filmmaker by nature, so if any of my comic book scripts get made,
Yes.
I'll drop them here.
That'd be awesome. Cape Town
So
Productions.
Cape Time Productions. So like, yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to
Yeah.
have a large variety of content, and we
Yeah.
hope to interact even more with
Yeah.
the audience. And thank you for subscribing, and thank you for following us on Twitter. And please, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe if you like us. I'm likable, I think.
Yes,
I
and
hope.
please be prepared for the next month or so leading up to No Way Home because we're gonna have a lot of content, man. We've already mapped it out and we have a ton of shit coming over the next few weeks. Like it's gonna be a busy few weeks for me and Tom here, so be prepared.
Yes,
Maybe we'll have some scoops too. We'll see. We'll see.
I hope so.
Be nice. It'd be nice.
All right.
Well, this has been a pleasant episode as always, Tom. Thank you for coming on with me. And until next time, this has been another great episode of Cape Time. See you, everybody.
Peace. Oh, let me hit it.